feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to all of you, wherever you are. I hope this year bring all of us happiness, success, prosperity, forgiveness, and all sort of things that can make all of us really happy, as we all need it. So here you go. Let's get back to business. What have I got for you today? Something simple. It's going to be a thin hairstyle. This time I want to show you the best way of gripping your roots when it comes to doing single braid. So now I've got this extension which I've already cut and kind of pull it out in order to get the ends to be nice and slim, so that when I start the braid it all can come nice, and toward the end it would make it look more natural. So this is what I've got for you today, my own way of how to grip your roots when it comes to single braid. So I've got two ways to show you. I've got the front part, how to do the front part, how to grip when it comes to the front of your hair, and also how to grip when it comes to the back of your own hair. Like I said, this is the hair I've got to show you to use today's expression. Color number 2. It's 2-pack I'm using today because it's not going to be long, not too much big, but just medium size, slightly box braid. So here we go, stay tuned. And I'll be showing you the process about how to grip the perfect way and the most softest way to grip your roots when it comes to single braid. Right guys, there we go. This is the hair which I'm about to show you to you guys how to grip the perfect way. Now I have already braided some of the hair because obviously it was a single braid, and it does really take time to get it done. Plus the reason I did most of the braid before I demonstrate my perfect way of gripping is because I wanted to be able to show to you guys the way I do it. I wanted to be able to do a couple of braids and then follow by showing to you guys how I do it. Now, if you are doing a medium box braid and you know you're not going to do it in a box braid way, because when you're doing box braid, all you need is just get your section in a square shape and then you have your braid from there. But there is this kind of braid where you do not have to do it in a box braid. So this there are two different styles in my belief that you can do your braids. The other one is what many people knows, the box braid, and all they need to do is just creating the hair in a box kind of sizes, followed by doing the braid. This is an example to how to braid without using your box braid, without doing it a box way, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. The box braid is absolutely fine. You could do it that way. I do box braid sometimes, but I just wanted to show you this version of how to also braid. So first thing I'm going to show before I start to show you the best way of gripping is as I've lifted the hair, you can see I will get things in a straight line. That's my first guideline. What I did there was to create some round section, 1, 2, 3, 4, which are followed by braiding them. Now when you're doing that kind of braid and it's not your box braid where you have to cut the hair into square shapes, that's the way I used to describe it sometimes. What you want to do is create a first line by sectioning the hair in kind of a round shape, and then you create your first line like that. And then once you finish doing those braids, here you go, I've got 4 of them. What you now want to do is try to create your next section. You want to be able to get a section right in the middle of that space to close the gap of the braid. So you kind of create that, and then the next section, all you need to do is get your comb, get another section, and just make sure that that section is falling right in the middle of this space. So that makes you closing the gap as you go on. So there you go, one section which I've done it, and then it's closing the next gap, and then the same. Now you can't always be perfect. Sometimes the section of the hair doesn't really fall where the space is, but as long as you know that you've managed to get the section in such a way that when you finish your braid it will fall in a space that you left, that's the main important thing to focus on. So like here you can see I've created individual section, closing each gap as I'm going. And there you go. So I want to show you to you guys, that is closing a gap, and you can see this is closing another gap, and it's closing another gap as I'm doing it. And you really want to do it, and you keep closing the gaps as you sectioning your hair and braiding it. You keep closing it and creating a section, and make sure you're closing those spaces until you reach the next section. So there we go, we've done that, and then the gaps have been closed, and it all looks like it's more slightly fuller and nice. The last thing you want to do is, if you don't know how to do box braid and you don't know how to do this kind of thing, to be honest, the last thing you want to do is like create your section right on top of each braid, because if you do another section to sit on top of the braid that you've just done, what you are then creating is a massive gap of space there, which will keep growing as you braiding it, because they will be following each other and leaving bigger space. So what you want to do is just make sure that you create your sections to fall right to where there is space. Then you know that if I zoom it back a bit, as you can see, somewhere like that, if you manage to create your braids and then they close the spaces that you see, you can see that your hair is getting fuller together without leaving any space, because they all fall in the spaces that was left out. But if you build them on top of each other, you may end up with big spaces in between the braids, and they may not look nice. So that was my demonstration and advice I wanted to show to you guys. If you ever do this kind of thing, just aim to try and get your each section to close a gap, and each section to close a gap, and then you hopefully, you don't know, nobody has to be a perfect hairdresser, but you can, doing it that way, you will surely come out with a better braid and then more fuller without gaps in between. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to show you how I grip my hair. Here I'm gonna actually start from this side, which is mostly going toward the back. So I will start from the way I grip from the back. This, I will take this as is part of the back, and then when I get to this side, I will show you what the front gripping should be done. So here you go. This is a hairline here, and there is a space here. So all I need to do is take a section of hair there. Make sure I section it nicely and gently, so I don't hurt the client. So here we go. That's a hair that I have taken, and this is a section, and then when I try to put it in that space, it's closing perfectly, no problem. So I'm guaranteed to have a braid closing one space that is lying empty. Now I'm gonna show you when it comes the easiest way to do the back. This is a hair I have. There's the camera. I'll just try and get it back a bit so you can see. So that's a section of hair I've taken, and all I need to do is cross it. So I'll take the hair and cross it with the next one, like that. And here you go. If you ever cross the hair and you notice that the underneath is not nice and slim, you can always take it out and pull it out a bit just to get it thinner, because you want the end, when you're finishing your braid, you want it to look thinner and natural looking. It's kind of feathers way looking. So you cross the hair. I always cross, but for more safety, this is a half cross set, and then I fold them in the hour equal. But the third one, what I always do is make that one slightly longer than the other one, just like that. So I don't know if the guy can see. So I make it slightly longer and I hold it together. And the reason for that is, if I start to braid and getting toward the end, the hair is still looking thicker, as difficult to try and get it closed locked. So what you want to do is to make sure that your end is quite nice and thin as you braiding along. So here you go. I have divided the hair into 3 sections, one here and one here, and I'll try and get the lens close to the hair so you guys can see how I'm going to grip it. Now the back, most people will hold the hair some way up like that. They hold it up and then they begin their braid from there. I do not hold it from up, and the only reason that I'm not holding it from up, when I was learning, the lady in question that taught me how to grip hair, she said to me that if you hold the hair from up and you get it tight from there, the hair, your hair shaft, the hair remain like straight sitting while it's tight sitting like that. And then the bad thing of that, especially if you're doing the, sorry Melissa, especially if you're doing the front part with the baby hair, if you hold the hair, if your way of braiding is picking the hair from up and start going before you start to do it underneath, the hair shaft, the baby hair is sitting right straight, and if the baby's hair is kind of sitting, if the hair is sitting straight, and then if it happens that your hair is a weaker hair or a very finer, thinner hair, it's likely that you would easily lose mostly your front, your baby hair at the front. You easily lose it if you're doing that kind of technique. So my boss, when I was learning at the time, taught me how to hold it, but she taught me 2 different ways. The first one, when it comes to the back, it's dead easy, and all I need is ask the client to bend their head back slightly. Let me just move the camera a bit. Just ask the client to turn, to tail back the head, and I don't need to hold it up. I just need to grip it from underneath. This, camera is not showing perfectly, sorry Melissa. So I just need to hold it from underneath. Can you come back a bit? This is it. I'm holding it this way. Oh, I'm off camera. I'm holding it this way, and I want to try and get the camera to bend down so you guys can see. Yeah, that's good. So my technique, if you stay back to it tight, is to hold it from underneath. So there's my thumb, and then when there's the hair, and the way of doing it is hold it from underneath this way. Then when you hold it this way, you separate the hair against in 2 different sections. So there's the other part of the hair, and then the first one, I've held that with the first piece of extension, and then what I then do is using that piece to hold this one up, take it out. So I will hold it, if you stay, I will hold that like that. The second part that left out, I hold that, and all I need to do is take that and going down, and then this one bring it the other way around, this way, and that thumbnail is holding that one, and this one is sitting here. So now, once I finish reassuring myself that it's been both the hair section in 2 sections, I've get it both in the 2 hair, because one of the hair is held with the extension here, and the other hair is over here. The 3rd extension does not have it, so that's fine. That's what you want to do, and then you now twist it. You twist it, and then you have a braid to begin. Yep. So and then you can begin to go along as you want them, this way. This is the most easiest way. And then also she also told me that doing it that way for the back, you don't really need to have the hair too gripped in all the head. The back can be just one gripped, and then it's all section. Make sure you section nice and make sure you head it that way, and just hold it in a just one particular way grip, and that's you have it. You have to try and be able to be not too tight from the back, and then make sure that you try to make it slightly tighter but not also too pulled from the front. So this is the way to do for the when it comes to you doing the back. Now before I show you the front, I will just do the back, and then I will show you how I also do my ends. When it comes to the end as well, there are ways of doing it that I would like to share it with you guys. Now, most people when they braid and it's getting close to the end, you have to twist the remaining. I don't know if you can show that, yeah. You kind of twist the remaining to finish it. But if you're not good at twisting the remaining, show that, yep. If you know, most people when they get to almost the end, I'll show you when I get there. Here we go. And most people when they get to the end and the hair is remaining, the remaining hair is like that, they kind of just turn it into two and make a twist. But if you're not good at twisting, you want to carry on doing the braids even though it's smaller. Apart from carry on doing the normal braids. Well, let's see if you can go forward so it can be long, because it's getting too long. Apart from, you can, the camera is out of focus for a wee while. I'm struggling with the camera today. Sorry guys. Right. Apart from you twisting it, if you're not too good about of twisting, then you just want to carry on with that tiny bit piece of hair that left and keep braiding it. And apart from that, when you keep braiding the hair while it's thinner, you're helping the hair ends to get a better locked before you even dip in the hot water. Bear in mind, if you locked it soon by twisting it while it's somewhere here while the hair is still thicker, and then it can undo later, and even though you put it in the hot water, it doesn't last. It can begin to undo. But if you continue doing the braid, even though the hair is thinner, you continue doing it even before you dip it in the hot water to make it all nice and soft and locked. You will close it, you will get it locked before you even style it by dipping it in hot water in order to get it locked. So that's my advice there. The best is to just carry on until you can see that there is nothing left to create three braid to do your braid, and then you hold it like this one. You can see it's too tiny, and that's where I begin to now twist. But even if I don't twist it, because I've done the braiding using the small part bit, is already locked and secure even before I twist. So the remaining one, I just carry on doing the twist because it's fine, and I do it until I finish. So that is demonstration about how to do your back, you know. And now I will show you how to do my front. When it comes to the front, it's two different type. And let me get the camera. Struggling today a bit with the camera, but yeah, something like that. So this is your front, and how to do the front is also pretty easy. You can see this has a lot of baby here, and from what I've learned with the person that taught me, if you get in the section of this, like the way most people do it, you can even see it on YouTube, everybody pick their hair. Most people pick their hair from up and start to braid up for a wee while before they turn it down. So the bad thing with that, when you braiding it from standing way, your hair shaft as well remain straight standing like that. And you notice easily most people will have so many breakages at the front, especially losing their baby hair, not getting it back. Mostly the person that taught me, which I thought it makes sense, instead of picking it from up, you want to get your section nicely like that. And then follow by getting your extension. So guys, the front part bit, yet again, is a baby hair, and you can see it's very fine. To hold it, you have to also be careful. So the front, to me, what I'm going to show you is a complete way turning than the one I did at the back. The back is just pick it and then you start braid going down, and also to try and allow the hair not to be too tight, because you don't really need it too tight all over the head. As long as it's nice and hold and neat, that's all what you need. So the front, what you want to do is to try and hold it nice and firm, and most of the baby hair sometimes are difficult to hold. So the best way to do that is also hold the hair like that, going down like that. And there is the hair section, which I divided into 3, and then I'm using my thumb to try and go in the middle of the other thumb where the distance is. Now sometimes if the baby hair is too fine, you don't need to try and go in the middle, create 2 like that and start to twist till you get it. You can easily get the hair hold together and don't need to separate it, because it's obviously fine, so you don't need to separate it. So you hold it, the first thing you do is hold it like that, and then secondly hold your hair and just go and use this hand to replace with the hand, this hand that is holding the hair. So you're using the hand that have the extension to go and replace this like that. So I have taken my right hand out, and there is the hair. I hold it all together with the other hand. And the reason I did it, like I said, you could have just go by separating it in the middle like that. Separate it by using one of the hair to grab the other one and go underneath, and then the other section of hair, which you can see here, hold with the other hair to begin like that, begin to kind of want to get ready to twist it. But because the front hair is really fine, what you want to then do is just, it's easy because when you hold it, it's too small and you don't need to go into section. But if you have to do, then do so. But me, it's dead fine and I don't need it. But most of the time when it comes to the part where there's loads of hair and thicker, you'll be better off just going with this hand holding it, and then you use the left hand that go the hair and go underneath and divide it. You divide it this way. Now the way I'm going to twist this is different than the way I did the back. So that's me. I have using the left hand that was holding the hair, as you saw here. I'm repeating. This was holding the hair together like that, and then the right hand goes and replace this hand. So there you go, that's me holding it. You can see it nice in section. So I will then, sorry guys, I'm talking slightly too much. So I will then go use this hand, which is holding the hair, and then go and replace that like that, and using that hand, that remaining hair here, and to split the hair into two. And at this point, this hair is holding one part of the hair that I've split it, and then my fingers is holding one extension with the remaining part of the hair. Now to do it, I'm gonna try and get it more closer to see if I can zoom it in a very closest way so you guys can see what I'm doing. There you go. I think this is the closest I could get. Yep. I really want you guys to see it, so there you go. So this here I hold here. So while I'm holding that, because I've created a section, this is the hair left out, and this is the section I took, and this is the hair I've got, and I'm ready to grip that hair. Oh, there you go. There's a cross in the middle, like that, and what I need to do is just hold that cross so the hair doesn't come out. So then what I do, my right hand is now gonna go, hope the camera doesn't run out of focus, my right hand, which has no hair, is going to help me to secure the hair section by holding it. And then my left hand that is holding the hair, I will use that to replace this thumb by coming close with the hair, as you can see, and so we come close with this thumb, using my thumb here to replace that hair. So once I replace, you can see this is here hanging out here. It's very fine because it's mixed with baby hair. So to replace it, and then use that extension to kind of like twist it going underneath. And once I went underneath, that's that hair sitting somewhere underneath here with one section of the hair. And then this one, the remaining of this one is also held with this one. And then the next things I do, well, I take my ring off because it's maybe disturbing other people. Pull it hard. Yeah. So now my hands is more better that way because I was blocking the view. So now that this hair, I've twisted it and went underneath, and I held that with these fingers. That's one. Is also I'm using this hand who has nothing to go and hold this hair here, sitting here. And then what I need to do is make one twist. Now look at me with this hand. While I'm twisting this hand going down, the hand that was down is beginning to pop up. And then I do one twist like that, and then the same twist, and the third one, if you stay, Melissa, I'll use that to go underneath like that, and then it creates some kind of round knot. Sorry girl, some kind of round knot, and then from there I slightly pull it a bit like that, and then hold it going underneath with this finger, and then this one begin to create the braids. So you can see there's like some kind of a wee knot from underneath, and that has used
to help the baby hair to sit this way before I start my braid instead of standing this way. And that's what the lady who taught me how to do the hair. If the hair is, you turn the hair around, you use the extension to turn the hair like that. The baby hair or any hair you are holding, instead of them looking tight and standing straight, and then because you in your day life, you kind of in and out holding your hair, ponytail here, moving it to this side, the roots of your hair, especially the baby hair, you begin to lose that, and then your cuticle will begin to get closed. And once the cuticle get closed, there's no way you will have your baby hair, your hair growing back. So they get shut, and then it's hard to really get them reopened and get the hair to come out. So she thought, one, if you rotate the hair the way I just demonstrated and let the hair sit this way before you kind of begin to do your braids this way, you are protecting your roots, the roots of your hair, against breaking, and then also neither. Now, because you created that round to get the hair sit that way, at the same way, it makes it easy when you're trying to turn it to hold it all back. That round thing you created is flexible enough to allow you to turn it to any shape and still keep it really nice and firm. And you can see it, I've done it with this one as well. So I'm gonna continue with this braid, and then I'll come back to do the last baby hair and show it to you guys. So guys, there you go. This is another baby section. Too many baby hair lying, and I'll do one more of this side so you can see how I grip from the root without hurting. There we go, guys. That's me one more time. The same hair has been sectioned into 3, as you can see here. This one is considered as one. Well, this is the one that is going to hold the hair, these 2, and then I'll be using the 3rd one to create the rotation as I'm going. So here we go. That's a baby hair I took, and the last thing I want is to begin my braid by going like some people do, up like that. So the best thing, I'm gonna hold it properly. The best thing in my belief is that's a nice section here. Obviously, because this baby hair is too thin, so I grab it enough to be able to hold it. So what I want to do here is ask it to bend down a bit, right? And there is my left hand with hair divided into 3, the extension divided into 3 sections, and here is my right hand, which I will use this thumb nail to kind of gather all the baby hair. There you go. Gather it all together, nice and firm. So that is a sitting nice and firm. And then what I now want to do is using the other hand with the extension, which is already divided into 3, to go and kind of replace this thumb. Now with this particular one, you do not need to go and replace by dividing it, because then you're making the hair too finer to braid. So because it's your front baby here, you just keep that, hold nicely with your thumbnail, and all what you want to do is use your left hand that holding the hair to go and replace this thumbnail by holding, going underneath like that, and held that hair. So I'm holding the hair. Is the one extension held here, and one extension that goes this side, and this one, the middle part, is actually the one on this occasion holding the hair. And then you have the third one sitting underneath. That's the third one. So you have the middle one. Now what you want to do is to begin by taking the one on the right hand to go underneath one, and then use this finger to hold it. And then you take the one in the middle, twist it like that, twist it by going underneath, and then the third one, bringing the third one up. This is the third one you bring up, and then use your left hand again to go and help the right hand that was holding the hair to stay in place. So it's basically something like a rotation. So sorry guys, I'll show you guys this again, and sorry Melissa, I just want my people, YouTubers, to get me properly. So there's my right hand nicely holding this, and there's my left hand going underneath this arm like that to try and replace this thumb. So if you are in action holding it, you would see what I mean. So this is the one that holding, and the one underneath, this one goes underneath like that to slightly go, there you go, nicely, and this one goes underneath to slightly replace this one like that, and then send this to the other side like that. So you want to make sure these two fingers are properly held in the hair that you've replaced with the extension. So these two fingers should be well held from the root, and then the hair that is sitting in the middle, because these two fingers are holding the hair. Your own hair would sit in the middle with this extension to help it to twist. And then you begin to make like one step, taking the one from the right hand, go underneath, but be careful not to lose these two fingers. Keep holding your grip until the one from the right hand has rotated underneath, and then the one up, the one from the upper is following the one you just turned like that, one, and then the third one is beginning to stand this side, and then that finger you can see here is actually pressing on the hair that I just rotate, holding the shaft of the hair. So you then begin to turn two, and then this one would be your last one that will now wrap around your braid to create the easy movement of your braid. So this one is now going to step underneath like that, and then you held it once again, and then you can see that it's been wrapped, and then all you need to do is try to slightly pull it like that, but you're not pulling it really much, and then it's been locked that way, and you begin to do your braid. And at that point you can see it's well wrapped nicely, nice and round, nice knot, and then it has this round movement which would easily allow you to turn the hair this way and still make it look nice, and the hair is well held. But the good thing about this technique is just what I said from the beginning. For doing it that way, your hair is, because you wrap it before you begin the braid, your hair is now, you've wrapped it and it's lying like that. It's not staying straight in a tight position where it's likely to break, especially with the baby hair. And also when you're doing it with kids. I've seen people with good looking braid, but the front is dead tight and you can see that easily the hair will snap out. But this technique is kind of really help you to keep your hair rotate, sitting like that, but then still remain nice and tight. I mean, when you're trying to hold it all, you can see that the knots underneath are good size with the braid size, so it's no complication. And if it's up here that you're doing it on a kid hair, then you're protecting that kid, especially that kid baby hair, against breakages and losses, because once you lose your baby hair, there's no way you can get it back. So I hope this technique, this demonstration has been understood, and maybe you did kind of like the demonstration. I may come back again another time with a good help of filming it in a very close way, so you guys can get to see properly the way I do. So I hope it's good enough for you to copy it and try it and do it that way, and hopefully you would have an easy braid, less pain, and hassle free. Stay tuned, guys. Enjoy the video, and I will show you the rest of the video, and also when the hair is done, kind of style it and then show it to you guys.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You
Yeah, yeah, looking out for the rollers, sipping whiskey from the solo, me sober. Always had a chick, guess it's more so about her. I'm always too